Today on Chasin TV, we're going to be hanging out with my friends Mark and Ashley over at the Bay Park Fishing Station located in Oceanside, New York.
Okay, so today we're going to do an eye splice on 3/8 nylon. This splice could be used for tail ropes, chum pots, flying gaffs, pretty much anything that has to do with rope, but we're going to make it into a dock line. So we're going to take the 3 strands apart like this and tape each end, but when you do it, you want to go the opposite direction. You could see that it opens up this way, so you want to twist it hard backwards so that you can put the tape on good, because if you don't, it'll come undone. Then you're going to take a Sharpie and you could label the 3 strands, A, B, and C. I taped it down here also so that when you do it, it doesn't keep coming undone. So A, B, and C I'm going to use on these. Then I'm going to put them in between my fingers. So I'm going to put them in between the index finger, the middle finger, and the ring finger, like this. And then I'm going to make about a 6-inch loop. So when I do it, these easily twist, so it's easy to stick it in between the braid. But I'm going to start with the middle string, so letter B. And letter B is going to go into any part of this you want. Doesn't matter where. Then I'm just going to pull it through tight. So it's like that, and I still have B and C on one side, or A and C actually. So right next to the string, this is the one that already came through, then we're going to take it and put it under here, which is the string immediate left of it. So the one to my left is going to go under that one, and it's going to pull through. And then we have 2 through. Then we're going to flip it all the way around. And in here, it looks like there's nowhere to go, but there's always this one strand in between the other 2 that we're going to put this under. But when you do it, we're not going to go to the left. We're going to pull it around and bring it to the right. So when I do it, I'm going to stick it in like this way and pull it through. Then I'm going to want to take this part of the tape off so that I could make sure it's tight and even and has a good start to the splice. Now, starting it is the hardest part, but when you do it, if they all go in 3 different directions, that's how you know you did it right. Now, the next part is really easy, and you could forget about all the letters. You could start on any strand you want. It doesn't matter which one. What you're going to do is you're going to go over one and under the other every time. So I'm going to go over this strand right here and over that one. And it's pretty much the same pattern on everything. You could always tell which one you've already done because it's always going to be higher than the other 2. So just over this one and under that one. And once again, over this one, under that one. Then you want to just pull them, make sure they're all tight when they're in there. And once again, you can see that they're all coming out of different directions. So, same pattern. You want to do it maybe about 5 or 6 times. As long as the splice is about 3 to 4 inches long, you should be fine, depending on what it is. Some splices need to be done longer, but others don't. This one's just a casual dock line, so it doesn't need to be that big of a splice. So once again, just want to pull them all tight through, make sure everything is good on it. Up and over, up and over. Just keep pulling them, make sure they're tight. And then if you go like this, it'll tighten the splice up. So I'm going to do it one more time. Pull them tight, roll it together, and ta-da, an eye splice. But now, since we're making a dock line, you're going to have to use a separate splice on the back part. So this is 12 feet. By the end, it'll be a 10-foot dock line. So this is a different splice. It's called a back splice. You're going to also want to do the same thing you did before. Take the tape off of here. Wrap up each one. Hold it in the opposite direction, put some tension against it. And then the third one. Now with this splice, it's pretty much the same as the other one, just a little different the way you start it. So you're going to unravel it. And now you can see you have the three. This one is in the middle. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the middle one and flip it over like this and hold it. So you have two on that side and the middle is over. Now you're going to take this one on your left, go like this, put it over this one, behind this one, like this, and through the top. So through that loop, and you're going to pull it to the right. What you're going to do is pull this middle one down and just keep kind of adjusting them till you get like a sort of knot over here. So then when you do that, that's the start. You want to flip it back over and just doing the same thing. Over and under, once again, over, under, and then over and under. So once you pull them all tight, it should all look good. And that's how you start the eye splice on the back. Then you're just going to keep going the same pattern we did before with the eye splice, just over one and under the other, over one and under the other, same thing. So pretty much on this end, it's going to just be like a solid thing, and it's going to look like this. But you just pretty much same pattern. Keep doing the over-under routine and until it gets to a short piece, and then you'll be good. And keep pulling them tight through. So same pattern, just over one and under the other. Roll it together, and that's pretty much what the end splice looks like. So this part you could latch to a boat while the other end attaches to the dock itself. So then after you're done with all the splicing, the next step is to burn the ends off. That way you have a clean cut. But for that you should be outside and you should have either a soldering gun or you could use a lighter, but we're going to use a gun. So want to go outside? Okay, so now that we're outside, we have the soldering gun, and we're going to burn off the ends of the rope. What you don't want to do is inhale the smoke because it's just really bad for you. So when we're doing this, we want to twist it so that it's tight when we cut it. And you don't want to cut all the way down, so you want to kind of cut like maybe like 1/8 of an inch up, just so that it doesn't go back down into the rope. So you're going to... Well, I'd rather watch myself burning. So you're going to do that and then come up and just kind of like pat it down so that you don't have any like hard edges when doing it. Then you're going to turn it around, do the next side. So it's the same process for all of these. You just want to make sure you don't cut it too low, because when you burn it too low, it'll go back into the rope and it could come out. So like a nice circle. If you want to get like an up-close shot of this, it's what it looks like. So you can see, you can pull it all you want. It's not going to come out like that. So that's one side, and then we got to do the same thing on the other end. You want to do this slow because sometimes it could catch on fire, which you don't want to do. Then the last one.
If not, you could just use a razor knife, right?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't use a razor knife. You would want something heat so that the nylon melts together. Because when the nylon melts together, it's not going to come through. If you use a razor, it's going to fray the ends, and it's just going to pull right through because of the strands. But now you have it, so both your ends are burnt and spliced nicely, and you have a 10-foot dock line.